If you have a water heater in your home, and every Phoenix home does, there's a part of that system that most homeowners don't think about until it floods 4 rooms in 2 hours. In the next few minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly what happened on a job we responded to recently and why the source of the damage wasn't what anyone expected. And the 3 steps that our team takes to stop the damage, find the real source, and get that home back on the road to recovery fast. I'm Alex with Evolution Restoration, and our team responds to water damage emergencies across the Phoenix metro area every week. And the job I'm about to walk you through is one of the most important lessons any homeowner with a water heater can hear. Most homeowners assume that if there's a leak near their water heater, that their water heater must be the problem. So they panic, they try to shut things off, maybe they move some things around, and sometimes they make the situation worse without even knowing it. Here's what most people don't know. Your water heater has supply lines running into it. Pressurized lines that feed water directly into the unit. Those lines can crack. And when a pressurized line cracks, it doesn't drip. It dumps continuously under full pressure until somebody shuts off the main water supply to the house. That's a different level of damage than a slow water heater leak. And it spreads faster than almost anything else we respond to. We got a call from a homeowner whose water heater closet had flooded. By the time she called us, the water had already spread to the bedroom next to it, the living room, the hallway, and the bathroom. She told us something that our team hears all the time on jobs like this. The laminate flooring across her house had gone squishy. Water was coming up through the joints and she could feel it on every step. She had already tried to turn off the water at the water heater unit itself. But when you do that, you want to make sure that you don't disturb those supply lines, and you really need to be careful. The best thing to do is to get someone out there to assess the damage immediately. Because what you don't want to do if you're not familiar with the system is move things around and then damage one of those lines and create further complications. When our team arrived, we went directly to the water main first. And the water was off, just as she said. Then we went to the water heater. And that's where we found it. It wasn't the water heater at all. It was the cracked supply line that was feeding the unit. A pressurized line. And it had been leaking under full pressure for almost 2 hours before the water was shut off. That's why 4 rooms were affected. And that's why the laminate flooring throughout the whole house was saturated. And that's why the damage spread so fast. It wasn't a slow drip. It was a pressurized line pumping continuous water throughout her house for hours. And here's exactly what our team did from the moment that we arrived. Step 1, again, we confirmed that the main water supply was off. Before we touch anything else, we go straight to the main. We verify that water is completely off to the entire home, not just the water heater line, the main. This stops any possibility of additional water entering the system while we're assessing the damage. Step number 2, inspect all connections and plumbing at the water heater. Once the water is confirmed off, we do a thorough inspection of the water heater and all connections around it. We're not assuming anything. We check the entire unit itself, the supply lines, the fittings, everything. That's how we found the cracked supply line on this job. If we had assumed that it was the water heater and moved straight into mitigation, we would have missed the actual source. You cannot restore a home properly until you confirmed exactly where the water came from. And step number 3, water extraction, removal of affected materials, and dryer equipment placing. Once the source is confirmed and documented, we begin immediately. Water extraction from all affected areas. Removal of the damaged flooring, baseboards, and any drywall directly affected by water. Then drying equipment and dehumidifiers placed through every affected room. Every step documented and every affected area addressed. The reason this process works is because we don't assume, we verify. A pressurized supply line leak and a slow water heater leak can look similar on the surface. Water on the floor, wet walls, saturated flooring, but the cause, the scope, and the repair path are completely different. And getting that right from the start is what gets a home restored correctly. When we showed that homeowner the cracked supply line and explained what a pressurized leak does versus a slow water heater leak, she said, wow, well that makes complete sense why so much water spreads so fast. And that moment of understanding is important because when a homeowner understands what happened, they can make informed decisions about the restoration process. And we also recommended she get a licensed plumber out there to inspect all connections at the water heater to eliminate any other potential issues before the rebuild begins. We protect the whole picture, not just the visible damage. Drop heater below and we'll send over our water heater emergency response guide. It tells you exactly what to do and what not to do when you discover water near your water heater before you touch anything.